Craig, when you look back on your career, you've had, of course, two spells at Hearts, trophy laden spell at Celtic, Scotland's #1 keeper, and, of course, down in the Premier League. When you think back to that young player who made his debut all those years ago, did you think that you could achieve all that you have in your career?
Probably not. There was always that desire, that want to go and do as best as I possibly could. I don't think you really know where that's going to take you until you try. Coming in here was brilliant. Coming here as a youngster to come into the under-18 team and try and progress to the first team. That was the first goal. To do that by the age of 19, to have played my first game, that was such an honour to even play one game. I've been so lucky to play as many as I have. As you say, the teams I've managed to play for, the amount of games I've managed to play, and also for Scotland as well. It doesn't feel like it's time to look back yet, because it doesn't feel like the end, but it's certainly when I do pause to think about where I have come from and the journey along the way. It's it doesn't seem real that I've managed to achieve what I have done. But yeah, it's been a great journey.
And it's exciting for you as well to see Sunderland come here to Tynecastle, and we know we'll see them in the Premier League next season. But just from your experience, what makes that club so special?
Definitely the fans. How they back that club, that team. The atmosphere at the Stadium of Light is pretty special. Our fans know how good Tynecastle can be, and Sunderland have got a sort of similar atmosphere where it can really affect other teams. We had some great moments and great victories when I was down there against much bigger teams. So yeah, they've definitely got that. I can't wait to see the away fans turn up here, and they do travel in numbers, and to hear them singing and the atmosphere that can create. I just hope the Hearts fans can match that level of energy. I know what they can be like out here, so if both sets of fans turn up, I think it could be a really good atmosphere for a pre-season game.
And of course, when you start the new season, Derek McInnes is going to be in the dugout, and he's a man that I'm sure you've come across many times. Have you had a chance to speak to him, and what qualities do you see in him that makes him the right man for Hearts?
Yeah, I've spoken to him. I think he can be the real leader of this club. Even just from playing against his teams, that's what comes across, what you feel. You never get an easy game against one of his teams. And bringing that to Hearts is something that the fans can't wait to see. I think that's what they want to see from the team. He's spoken to a number of players, the enthusiasm that he spoke about, not wanting to wait to get in and get started, and the plans that he's got. So yeah, I think the motivation factor that he will bring to the club and the enthusiasm, I think, is going to revitalise everybody, and it's start pushing us in the right direction.
If we take a look at Scotland, we know that obviously missed out on the camp there, and it was a difficult night for Kieran Slicker. He was thrown in at the deep end, obviously because of the injury to Angus Gunn. Have you had any conversations with him, or is there a place for you there to use your experience to help him and make sure he bounces back from that?
Yeah, I've not spoken to him yet. As a third choice goalkeeper, you never think going into a game that you're going to come on the pitch, especially so early into the game, to have two goalkeeping injuries, one in the warm-up and one after just a few minutes of the game. He probably wasn't prepared to be on the pitch mentally. I think that's probably the only thing you can say. But he's a confident young boy, and he is young, and he will come back from this. It's right at the very beginning of his career. He's got a long way and a lot of years to still play at the top level. So I think it'll become part of his story, but the best thing to do is to bounce back and sort of accept that and show people how he can bounce back and how he can come back from that. I've absolutely no doubt that he can. I've trained with him a number of times on a few previous camps. So yeah, I'm sure that he'll go back to his club. He'll work away hard and come back even stronger. It's the only thing he can do, and I've absolutely no doubt that he'll do that.
And when you think about the manager, Steve Clarke, there's no doubt he's been a huge success as Scotland manager, but he has come under some criticism, probably from the Euros, because of the results that Scotland have had. You know him probably better than anyone. How do you think he'll be dealing with that internally when certain sections of the sport are calling for his head?
I think he'll just be concentrating on the next game. he's very down to earth, very focused on what he wants and how he goes about his business. So I think it will just be looking towards the qualifiers and looking at the best system, the best players to use and what he's looking for. I think he'll just be fully focused on the next one. And to be honest, I don't think there's much else he can do. You've got to focus on that. And us as a group of players are the ones that we've got to go out there and get that result and start the next campaign as well as we possibly can, because it's so short. We need to get results very quickly.
Yeah, we know you're going to be here next season, of course, at Tynecastle. The transfer window does open on Monday. There's some speculation over Lawrence Shankland, whether he'll remain at the club. Would it be a huge boost for the club and for Derek McInnes as the new manager if he decided to stick around here?
He's a good player. I'm sure the manager would want him to stick around, as would the guys that have played with him here. They know how good he is. Hopefully he does. But time will tell, and we will see if he doesn't. And I'm sure you'll see that the club will need to move on from that and then bring in another striker, maybe two, to compensate for that. But yeah, I think everybody would be hopeful that he would. I haven't spoken to him over the summer, so I don't really know what's happening with him or who he's been speaking to. But that's kind of up to him now.
Now, we know it was a disappointing end to the season for Hearts, of course, and not being able to finish in that top six. But is there an excitement now? Do you feel like under the new manager it's a clean slate and everyone's just ready to get started?
Yeah, I think you can feel that. Already starting to build that everybody's looking forward to getting back in, getting back together, getting down to work. The manager's spoken to a lot of the players, and that's the one thing everybody's saying that they got off him was the enthusiasm to get down to work, to get in here and get started, that he's really looking forward to it. So I think that's energised everybody just to feel that kind of passion coming through when he's spoken to us. So yeah, I think everybody's really looking forward to getting the work started, working hard and getting ready for the season.